and welcome to the video. My name is Lex, and today I decided to draw Rocket Raccoon from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. And I know I'm terrible, I have not read the comics. For any of you comic junkies out there, I do love comic books. I love them. That was pretty much my entire middle school career, comic books. But I decided to draw this guy because he is just a quirky character. He is a humanoid raccoon, like what the heck, he's fun and weird and kind of obnoxious, not gonna lie, in the movies. But I decided to draw him because fur is fun, but clothes are hard, and he has some really wacky clothes. So, yeah. And you can bet, the entire time I was drawing this guy, I was listening to the Guardians of the Galaxy playlist on Spotify. I am not sponsored, definitely not sponsored. But Guardians of the Galaxy playlist, because I'm a firm believer in listening to music that gets you into the mood for drawing whatever the heck you're setting out to draw. And it definitely worked for him. I actually drew him in one sitting. Didn't get up to do anything, just boom, right there. And he was great. It was really fun, but I think the music had something to do with it. So when I'm drawing anything, I always try to find music that matches what I'm drawing, because it just puts you in the right mood, you know? When I'm drawing D&D characters for people, which actually happens more often than not, I listen to D&D ambient music. I know, it's weird, it's not what I normally listen to, but if there are any college students out there, or high school, whichever, that need some relaxing study music, highly recommend D&D ambient music. Like, my god, it is so good. And I'm not even a D&D player. Crazy stuff. But yeah, here's Rocket. Listen to Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. Highly recommend listening to music that helps you to draw whatever the heck you're trying to draw. Really fun character, really quirky, and I think when you're a creator, you're trying to make quirky characters because they're entertaining, you know, they're interesting, especially on screen, and a book, of course, but yeah, and I think that's why I liked him so much, because he's just a weird character. Big fan of weird characters. He is rockin'. He does rock. That prison suit, prison outfit orange. Like, dang, I definitely couldn't. I don't know how this weird looking raccoon guy did, but pretty good. Clothing is hard. Clothing has a lot of little rules to it, much like shading does. And, I don't have a lot of experience drawing clothes because I'm mostly an animal drawer. So that's why I decided to draw him, because I'm a firm believer as well, music, and also in doing things that get you out of your comfort zone. And so I decided to try doing clothes, and this is also why I'm on YouTube now. But yeah, right now I'm drawing the base layer, and the base layer for me is my least favorite layer because it is so bland, so flat, not a lot of flavor to it. And the reason for that is because it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a base layer. That's like your base colors that you're working with. But soon, my friends, it'll be time to add shading. And I love shading. I can fangirl about it all day. And the reason for that is because shading is what brings drawings to life. No hate on people who do base work, like for a genre of art, because that's necessary too. And it's a completely different type of art. But for here, I was going for a more realistic look. And so, that is why I love shading. there it is. It's coming to life. I love it. We all love it. So, I did not have art classes when I was in elementary school. I kind of had one in middle school. We played with clay a lot. It was pretty dope. And I had my first official art class in freshman year of high school. And let me tell you, no hate on my professor, absolutely no hate, she was a great woman. But immediately they try to teach you the rules of shading. And shading is not something that is simply taught. It is something that has to be practiced for a long time to get it. I don't think I've met anybody who sat down and said, shading? Oh yeah, I got that immediately. Like, oh my god, a masterpiece I've made in one day of shading. No, it doesn't work like that. Like, you have to put a lot of work into it, and that is completely okay. I definitely had to put a lot of work into it, and I have been drawing since I could hold a pencil. I've probably been trying to draw even sooner than that. But yeah, it takes a lot of work, and don't be mad if you don't get it on the first time. Shading is not a cup of tea. Like, you can't it's not a cakewalk, I should say. And, it's definitely worth learning, though, if you want to try to learn realistic. And there are so many little rules about it, like shadows have to go next to lighting, or like the highlights of your image. And why that is, I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure some art teacher out there knows, or physicist, whichever it goes into. But I don't. And it's just after observing it for so long and practicing it that you kind of pick up the rules on your own. Like, yeah, I've probably been trying to shade for about 6 years now. Because before that, I did not give it the time of day. But nowadays I definitely do. And it's definitely worth it. No hate on anybody, again, who only does base colors. Like, that is completely fine. It's a different genre of work. But for me, I love my shading. And let us just talk for a second about all of these pockets. People who wear cargo pants, how do you do it? Because me, if I wear a simple jacket and jeans, anything I put in my pockets, I lose. I lose because I forget which pocket I put things in. And so people who wear cargo pants, how the heck do you do it? So many choices, so many places to lose things. Like, my stuff goes straight to Narnia because you can bet you that I don't find it later. Or at least it takes a very long time. Now, Rocket, this guy, the raccoon, he is a little bit of a thief in the show. Like I said, haven't read the comics. But since he's a thief, I guess it kind of makes sense that he would have so many pockets. Except, there's no point in stealing anything if you can't find what you've stolen later. Like, come on. But the pockets were fun to draw. Okay, I'll give them that. But yeah, I don't know how the heck people have pockets. I mean, pockets are great, but so many. I don't know. I don't know, maybe it's a me problem. Funky space pants. Fun to draw, though. Highly recommend. Yeah, yeah, that's right. So, this character, has some weird cross between human and raccoon feet. I've never drawn anything like that before. It was quite the adventure, but luckily, I have been drawing paws for a very long time. Like I said, a cat was probably the first thing that I ever drew, that or a fish, one of the two. But paws are a little easier for me. Like, human feet are just abnormally hard to draw. Same with human hands, like, what the heck? But this guy was a little easier, and I appreciated that, so it was kind of a nice way to go about drawing feet, because they're kind of paw-like, and that is something I have experience in. Now onto the fur. So a lot of people struggle with fur. The only reason I'm not struggling right now is because I have put so much time and effort into learning how to draw fur in the past. Like I said, it's all about practice. I know it's like beating a dead horse. Practice, 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 but you really have to. That's how you get better, you know? But fur is all about the small details. Those little white lines that I'm adding right now, that's what makes it look realistic in the end. It's the shading. It's the little white lines, and they do take a while to put in, but you know, they're totally worth it if you're going for a realistic look. And I had to go and redo his face because he looked a little too wolf-like, and I gave him big ears, bigger than they're normally supposed to be, because I love big ears and I think they're adorable. And that's just kind of my signature, I guess. I give everything super big ears. Oh, and I should mention now that I do have a Patreon. Feel free to support me. If not, completely fine. I'll keep on putting free content on here. But my Patreon has videos and art and content that isn't anywhere else. So patrons kind of get like first pick. They also get to vote on what I draw next. But that stuff stays with the patrons, so it doesn't go online. Unless, of course, someday they ask me to do it, then I suppose I'll do it. But till then, nope, all for patrons. But I'll keep on posting free content too, no worries. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I'll keep on making videos because I love doing this. And yeah, have a great day, night, whichever it is for you. See you, bye.